Hi, it's Elaine from PenguinPlaceCrafts. I was going to put up a little picture and update on my community tab this morning, but I no longer have a community tab. Apparently YouTube has juggled things around, like their requirements for monetization, and from what I can see, you don't get a community tab until you're up to 500 subscribers. And I'm currently at, I think, 235. So, had to set up the camera and do everything to do a video rather than a community tab. Yesterday I had some extra time to crochet. I was waiting in a waiting room for a couple hours while a family member had a procedure and required sedation, so I had to be there as the driver. So I finished up my second Happy Huggy Cat. I don't know if you remember the first one. These two are so cute together. This is the picture I was going to share on the community page. They look so nice together on the bench. So, oops, what happened if I put the face forward? I'm working on getting the pattern published. I made this one and I wrote things down as I went along. And then I made some corrections when I made this one. I realized I did not calculate how much yarn it actually takes. So I guess I need to make another one to get those figures. For this one, I just went through my scrap yarn and I pulled out solids in pink, blue, and yellow. And then I pulled pastel ombres. So I think I finished off this one up here with the first 5 rounds. And basically I would do 5 rounds of the ombre, 5 rounds of solid, 5 rounds ombre, 5 rounds of solid. And it did use up. I had to recake them all. So now I have a lot more little cakes in the bin next to my chair, but this blue I used up a lot of. I'm currently making an Ankylosaurus in the blue and very carefully weighing the yarn after each piece that I make, because with that pattern, right now I'm making it all one color. Let's go to the example. Okay. For the picture that Aaliyah drew for me, she had the head, the neck, the tail, everything different colors. The one that I'm making now, I'm doing everything but the spikes in blue. Hopefully I will not run out of yarn. And as I'm going along, like I measured the yarn, the weight of the yarn, before I started the body and then after. So I can tell you, okay, the body takes 1 ounce. This takes, I think it was 0.7 ounce. This takes, such and such. So if you do want to make a patchwork Ankylosaurus, you can weigh your yarn and say, okay, I've got 1 ounce of worsted weight in this color. That'll work. So I'm working on 2 different things at once. So I will make another Happy Huggy Cat. Maybe this time I'll do like the head in one color, the body in another, the legs in another, so I can get an idea of how much each body part takes for those who want to do this as a scrap yarn project. But this is written up so that it is one piece from the head down to the bottom of the body. So it's not like I'd make the head in one color and sew it on. I'll have to do a color change. Ta-da-da! So I have 2 patterns. Happy Huggy Cat and Ankylosaurus that are going to need testers soon. I used to be I guess I'm still in the group that produce patterns for the crochet magazine in the round. Like when you go to Ravelry and you look at my patterns, you'll see that most of them are available in the round magazine, and then I eventually put them up as a standalone pattern. So I'm in a group there that I could go to for testing, but I think a lot of people have left the group since the magazine is no longer being published. But if I've got some viewers out there who would like to test a pattern, send me an email. It's PenguinPlaceCrafts@gmail.com. And once I get some more pictures taken to do like the process pictures, like a close-up of the muzzle and things like that, I should have these ready to go by the end of the week for testing. It would really, really help if you are on Ravelry, because then I can send you the tester code and you can like upload your project to your Ravelry projects using the tester code even before the pattern is actually published. So, and I could, let's see, can I send the pattern? Yes. Then if there are any updates to the pattern, you'll get it through Ravelry. So I just like Ravelry for just getting patterns, because if there are updates, it's a lot easier to get the updates out than Etsy. I need to go to work. I played hooky yesterday. I was like, okay, I'm getting up at 5 in the morning, gonna be at the doctor's office for a couple hours, then we're gonna go out to breakfast. It's one thing about very early doctor's appointments. By around, I think, 9 o'clock, 9:15, we were at this restaurant called The Poked Yolk that has an excellent gluten-free menu. So we went there, and my husband got eggs Benedict over crab cakes, which he said was like the best he's ever had. And I had one of their June specials, which was white chocolate raspberry pancakes with raspberry sauce. So there were pancakes that had little chunks of raspberry and little white chocolate chips in them with this delicious raspberry sauce over the top. And I was like, that's one of the best breakfasts I've had in a long time. So this morning I just said, okay, I'm gonna get fancy. So I made myself some waffles. And when I was shopping on Monday, the most cost-efficient way to buy blueberries was this great big box. Well, there are just 2 of us here in the house. We don't go through blueberries all that fast. So I took about a cup, maybe, of blueberries and boiled them for a while and added some sugar and some cornstarch and, smashed them up with a potato masher and made a homemade blueberry syrup for my waffles. So I've had yummy, gluten-free, delicious breakfasts for 2 days in a row. How long can I keep up this streak? So, I'm really going down rabbit trails this morning. We didn't get home until close to 10 o'clock. We were both wiped out from getting up so early. I slept for about an hour. My husband slept for almost 3 hours. So by the time I got up, if I had taken a shower and had some lunch and all this, it probably would have been almost time for me to come home by the time I got to work. So I just stayed home and worked on projects. So now it's back to work today. And this evening, I'll probably start another cat, carefully measuring, finish up the Aliyasaurus that I have started. And I'm not quite sure what else I'll make. I'm just staring at my lists. I have lists all over the place. I found one list when I was looking for a pattern where I listed a full yellow sheet of projects. And then I had this criteria across the top. The price, how excited I was about the project, if I had the yarn readily available, and how well they sell. And gave each one a point value. Like the higher the price, the more points. The more excited I was about making it, more points. If I had the yarn right there, that got more points. and what was the last one? How well they sell. The best sellers get more points. So then I added up all the points and put that over next to the item and tried to make the ones that got the most points first. Like my Ankylosaurus. That, I had some yarn that I thought would make a cute Ankylosaurus. Those are definitely a bestseller. I enjoy making them. I enjoy seeing the personality come out as I get the pieces done. And they're a pretty good price point. So, okay, I think I did make an Ankylosaurus, like that one was checked off. But I was looking at the list like, I don't remember when I made this. I don't know how many of these I made before I abandoned this list. In my day planner, I have lists like just about once a month. I'll sit there and I'll make up a list like, I want to make this, I want to make this, I want to make this. I forget about those lists. On my daily to-do list, I have an 8.5 by 11 sheet. Yeah, as if you guys don't know how big an 8.5 by 11 is. And it has one column in one column. There's 3 columns. It has like my works in progress, the items I want to get listed on Etsy, scrap yarn projects, orders, works in progress, my shopping list, to-dos, items to restock, video ideas, and my meal plan for the week. So those items to restock, some of those have been on there for months. I need to restock those items. Those are items that have sold. Like one thing I can think of is there's a pattern for an open mouth chameleon where you make this little circle and then you put it in. When you make the head, there's a gap where you sew the circle in. When I made that, it sold at my very next show and I've never remade it. Need to get that done. So there are so many things to do. How do you pick out your next project? Do you just look around and say, okay, I've got this yarn, I'm going to make that? Or do you look over like, okay, what sold recently? I've got to remake that. There's so many things. So many things. And then the fact that I've got to go to work. The fact that I have a current proofreading assignment that has to be finished and submitted today. All gets in the way. I just want to stay home and crochet. So what was supposed to be just this short little, like, woohoo, community, like, see what I finished? Turned into a 13-minute video. I guess I'm Gabby this morning. Haven't seen you guys in a while. So for today, keep calm and carry yarn. Bye-bye.